Hi guys, Crystal here from ChristaCoDesign. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet the Sorrento Shawl, which is chock full of texture and a bunch of different stitches. It is a rectangle shawl. You can add pocket, fringe, there's lots of options to it. So I used paint box yarns, Simply Chunky, which is a number 5 chunky bulky weight yarn. You can actually use a number 4 worsted weight yarn also. I have some Red Heart Soft here that is a number 4 weight yarn, and it is very similar looking. I can get the same gauge with this yarn using the same hook, no problem. So this is a thinner for a number 5 in my opinion. The shawl pictured is in vanilla cream for the main color and vintage pink for the contrast color, for a total of 1,192 yards, and that includes the fringe. So the recommended yardage would be 1,192 yards total for the shawl with fringe, divided by the main color, 745 yards, and your contrast color is 447 yards. If you want to add pockets at the end, you will need to add a little bit more yarn, so I recommend the main color 851 yards and having contrast color 511 yards. Other tools we'll need are a 5mm H crochet hook. I'm using my Furls Ergonomic Odyssey in peach for this. You'll also need other typical notions for crochet: yarn, needle, scissors, measuring tape. Couple of pattern notes here. You'll see I use a chain 3 alternative, so I will link that up in the description, and the chain 3 will count as a stitch, which is why I use the alternative. When we do single crochet rows, the chain 1 does not count as a stitch. I also start my half double crochet rows with a chain 1, and that's just a personal preference, but that also does not count as a stitch. Our stitch multiple is 4 plus 3, so you need a multiple of 4, like 4, 8, 12, plus 3 more if you're going to customize your shawl size. Since this shawl uses a variety of stitches, I wanted to do a full video tutorial, but I will also include tutorial links for all the stitches used within the shawl if you feel like you need a more in-depth tutorial. To be certain that you get the same size shawl and use about the same amount of yarn, you'll want to work up a gauge swatch. To do that, you just need to work up a small square of double crochets. You can start with foundation double crochets, or you can start with chains, however you normally start a double crochet row. For my gauge for the shawl, I got 8 double crochets in 3 inches. And then for the number of rows, I got 5 rows of double crochet in 3 inches. So if you meet gauge with a 5mm hook in your yarn, you're good to go. If you got more stitches than 8 in that 3 inches, then you need to go down a hook size. If you got less, then you need to go up. The finished dimensions of this shawl are 67 inches long, which is going to wrap around you, and the height of it is 18 inches. So that'll be like from the nape of your neck down your back, how tall the shawl is. So if you just grab a hook and some yarn and start crocheting, your dimensions may end up being different if you don't check gauge, and that's just why we normally check gauge, so you can get a similar result as I do. Okay, I do want to mention that the full written crochet pattern is on my website, ChristaCoDesign.com, so you are invited to go there and check it out as well. It includes still photos and row by row instructions as well. Okay, we're going to get started. I will start by showing you each row, and if a row repeats, then we'll just skip ahead in the video and I'll fast forward some through some parts. You can pause and rewind if you need to, and yeah, I hope this is helpful for you. Okay, we're going to start with a foundation row of 187 stitches, or you can chain 189 and double crochet in the second chain from your hook and in each chain across. For the foundation stitches, I'll chain 2 and then turn and work into that bottom chain, yarn over and insert my hook down there into that chain. I'm going to yarn over and pull a loop through that chain. I'll have 3 loops on my hook. Then I'll yarn over and pull through 1. This is creating the bottom foundation, and this is the spot I'm going to hold on to. Now I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2 to complete 1 foundation double crochet. Now that spot I mentioned holding on to, that's where I'm going to grab again, and I'm going to insert my hook down there to make my next stitch. So I'll yarn over again and insert my hook down here in this bottom chain. Yarn over and pull a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now I have 2 foundation double crochet stitches made. And I'll just keep repeating that until I get 187. I'm going to do a few more here on camera for you, and I will link up a full tutorial for this as well. At the end of row 1, you're going to change to your contrasting color and then turn your work. And now we're going to chain 1, and in that same stitch, single crochet. I'm going to work over my tails here to trap them in. Now in the next stitch we're going to bobble. So I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and keep repeating that until I have 6 loops on my hook. When I have 6 loops, I'll yarn over and pull through all 6 of those loops. Now the bobble will pop out on the opposite side. Now we're going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Okay, so that will be my repeat. I will bobble in the next stitch, then I will single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and I'll just keep repeating that across until I have 2 stitches left. When I have 2 stitches left in my row, then I'll bobble in the next stitch and single crochet in the last. If you're like me, you'll have to undo your last stitch 1 loop back to change colors. Eventually I'll remember. And then we'll turn and start row 3, and in our main color we're going to chain 3 or do a chain 3 alternative like I do here, working over my tails again to help trap them in place. And for this row, I'm just going to double crochet in each stitch across. After this row, there is a repeat of row 2, which is our bobble 3 single crochet row, and then another double crochet row. Okay, so we're going to continue in the main color, and we are going to start with the chain 3 or alternative in the first stitch, and then single crochet in the next stitch, and double crochet in the following. And then we'll just repeat those 2 stitches, single crochet, double crochet across. All right, moving on to row 7, we are going to chain 1 and in the same stitch single crochet. Now in the next stitch we will double crochet and then single crochet in the following, and we'll repeat that pattern across, double crochet, single crochet to the end. Okay, for rows 8 through 11, we're going to do a repeat of rows 6 and 7 2 times. Okay, so we have rows 6 and 7 and then 8 and 9, which are a repeat of 6 and 7. So now we're going to repeat 6 and 7 one more time for rows 10 and 11. Starting with my chain 3 alternative, and then I will single crochet in the next and double crochet in the next after that, and just repeat those 2 across. All right, for row 11, it's our last row 7 repeat. So I start with my chain 1 and single crochet, then double crochet, single crochet across. All right, I'm finishing up row 12 here where we did in the main color a chain 3 and double crochet in each stitch across. At the end of row 12, go ahead and change to your contrasting color and then turn and chain 1 for row 13 and start with a half double crochet, and then continue half double crochets in each stitch across. For row 14, we are going to work in the 3rd loop, which runs vertically across the back of the half double crochet. So we'll start with the chain 1 and then yarn over for a half double crochet. Just slide our hook under that loop and finish our half double crochet like normal. Again, we'll yarn over, slide our hook down below and up under that 3rd loop, yarn over and pull that through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. And just keep repeating that half double crochet in the 3rd loop across. Okay, on row 15 we're in the main color again, and this is a half double crochet row, so we'll start with the chain 1, half double crochet in the same stitch and in each stitch across. Okay, for row 16, we'll chain 1 and half double crochet in the first stitch. Then we're going to front post half double crochet by going from the front around the post to the back and finishing that half double crochet. Now we'll back post by going from the back side around the post and finishing that half double crochet. Okay, so now we're going to keep alternating those stitches. So we just did a back post, now we're going to do a front post half double crochet and then a back post, and we'll keep repeating those, and we'll end with a front post in the second to last stitch and just put a regular half double crochet in the last stitch. Okay, for row 17 we'll start with a chain 1 and a regular half double crochet in our first stitch. And on this row we're on our right side, so we're just going to do a front post half double crochet in each stitch across. Okay, once we have one stitch left, we'll just put a regular half double crochet in that last stitch. Okay, so now we're return our work, and for row 18 we're going to repeat row 16, which is a repeat of front post half double crochets alternated with back post half double crochets across. And then we'll continue on to row 19 and repeat row 17, and then repeat those two rows again for rows 20 and 21. Okay, for row 22, continuing in the same main color, we're going to chain 3 and double crochet in each stitch across. Okay, so now we're going to turn our work, and for row 22 we are going to double crochet across. I'll start with my chain 3 alternative in the first stitch, and then just continue to double crochet in each stitch across. Row 23, change to our contrast color. Chain 1 and single crochet in the first stitch and in each stitch across the row. On row 24, we'll chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch, and then half double crochet in the next, then single crochet in the next, and keep repeating across. Half double crochet, single crochet across. Okay, for row 25, chain 1 and half double crochet, and then single crochet, and then half double crochet, and then repeat those 2 across. For rows 26 and 27, repeat rows 24 and 5 again. Okay, for row 28, we're going to change to our main color. Chain 1 and half double crochet in that same stitch and in each stitch across. And for row 29, repeat that row we just did, half double crochet in each stitch across. Alright, on row 30 we start with our chain 3 and then we're going to single crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in this following stitch, and repeat those 2 stitches across. On row 30 here, we're going to end with a double crochet in the last stitch, and we'll turn and start with a chain 1 and a single crochet. Then we'll double crochet in the next stitch and single crochet in the following, and keep repeating those 2 across the row. For rows 32 to 33, we'll repeat those 2 rows again, rows 30 and 31. Okay, now we are on row 34 and we have changed to our contrast color, and this is a half double crochet row, so chain 1, half double crochet in the same stitch and in each stitch across. And then turn and we'll repeat that row again for row 35. Okay, on row 36 we are in our main color and we're on the wrong side. We'll start with that chain 1 single crochet and then a bobble stitch in the next. And then single crochet in the next 3 stitches before repeating the bobble 3 single crochet across. Okay, in our last 2 stitches we're going to bobble in the second to last stitch and then place a single crochet in the very last stitch. Okay, for row 37 in the contrasting color, chain 1, half double crochet in that stitch and in each stitch across. For row 38, repeat that row, half double crochet in each stitch. Alright, for row 39 in our main color we'll start with a chain 3 and then front loop only double crochet in the next stitch. Move those tails out of the way. The front loop is this first one here closest to you. And then we're going to alternate and go into the back loop and keep repeating front loop double crochet, back loop double crochet across. For row 40, we'll start with a chain 3, and then we will alternate with a back loop double crochet first, and then a front loop double crochet next, and keep repeating those two across. For rows 41 and 42, we'll repeat row 39 and 40 again, and then do one more row 39 repeat for row 43. Okay, for the border, we're going to join on the right side in your contrast color to any corner with a slip stitch. And then we're going to place in that corner a single crochet, a double crochet, chain 1, and then repeat double crochet and single crochet in that same corner stitch. Now I will single crochet evenly across this row and down the sides. When I come to another corner, I will repeat those corner stitches in each corner. Okay, we're at a corner again, so I put a single crochet. Now I'll add a double, a chain 1, another double crochet, and then end with a single crochet all in the same corner stitch. To continue the border, I'll turn the work and work into the sides of the rows. I'm just going to place single crochets evenly. I don't want so many that it starts ruffling. I don't want so few that it starts curving or bowling in on itself. Since this side is nice and flat, we'll just continue with regular single crochets. Okay, we're at a corner again, so I put a single crochet. Now I'll add a double, a chain 1, another double crochet, and then end with a single crochet all in the same corner stitch. Okay, we're at a corner again, so I put a single crochet. Now I'll add a double, a chain 1, another double crochet, and then end with a single crochet all in the same corner stitch. Okay, so as we approach this section of front post half double crochet stitches and back post, the sides really pulled in. It's a pretty tight knit stitch, so I had to add a few extended single crochet stitches to help even it out. And that's a pretty simple stitch to make. You just yarn over and pull through 1, and then yarn over and pull through 2. So you're making like a little chain there to start to extend the stitch. I'll do it again. And I just add these right along this section of 7 rows where we did the front post and back post half double crochets. It helps even out the border some there, make it straighten up. My small swatch all finished up with the border, and I am going to show you real quick how to do a little bit of the fringe. Super simple and quick and easy, but if you haven't done it. Alright, so that's my 17-inch piece. Alright, so I'm going to measure out 17 inches and cut that, and you could do several of those at once. So we're on the wrong side here, and we're going to do the same thing, fold it in half, right, and I'm going to do it on the end here. Grab it with my hook, pull it up and through, and I like to use my fingers for this part. Just make sure it's nice and even on the end, so then you don't have to trim as much. Pull that through. And then on this side, I have a nice bar which is finished. And just keep repeating that across in each single crochet stitch there. Now, if you want to add pockets, I do include a pattern for the pockets in the written pattern, and you can just crochet a foundation double crochet of 30. I think it's a 9 by 11 pocket, and you're just going to repeat rows 9 through 13 in the pattern, and so you're kind of working up that section there, that first section as you, that middle section toward the center, because this is going to go over the center of your shawl, and you just sew down the 3 edges there, and you're all good to go. Okay, if you want to make pockets, you can make 2 9 by 11 pockets by crocheting 30 foundation double crochets, which will give you the height of the pocket, the 11 inches. You can adjust that number by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8. Then repeat the middle rows 13 through 33 in the pattern, and then make a border around the pocket in your contrast color. You can then cut a long tail and sew down those 3 edges, leaving the open top part of the pocket for your hands. I hope this video was helpful for you. I'd love for you to stop by the blog and check out the written pattern, the Sorrento crochet shawl pattern, on my website, ChristaCoDesign.com. And if you share a picture of your shawl, make sure you tag me at ChristaCoDesign so I can see your finished make also. Don't forget to like and subscribe so I can make more crochet videos just like this one.